I'll be back to get you.
Okay.
All right, we are ready. I hope that you're ready out there because we are ready. We've been waiting for this show for a minute. So I want you to get your cool beverage. Go ahead and give yourself your personal bravo because we are ready to go. Let's get it. Listen, we are so ready right now. I want to welcome all of you to Bravo with Sheila. It's a great day. It's a great evening here at Bravo with Sheila. Hello to all of you on YouTube, all of you on Facebook. Where you at? Come on into this place because this conversation, we got Ine in the house, our faithful Bravette. Ine is saying she's here. She's saying hello. Let's put her up. She's saying she is here. Hello, my sweet Ine. Thank you so much for being here. She says Bravette is here. The Bravette is here. Oh, my goodness. All of you on Facebook, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to have an incredible conversation tonight. We did have a couple of scheduling hiccups, but it's all good. It's all good. We are here. I have one of my guests in the house. I hope the other ones are going to pop up or show up or be here with us. But guess what they say in show business? The show must go on. Yeah, I don't care if the keyboard player didn't show up, the guitar player didn't show up. Listen, get out there on the stage and you know, compromise and do impromptu and just do what you got to do. And they say break a leg. Literally, they say do what you have to do because the show must go on. So the show is going on tonight, and we're not going to be before you super long, but we do have to talk about this topic. And so before I go any further, I want to introduce to all of you, you know, to some of you, you probably have met her before, seen her before on the platform, Dynamite. I'm talking about a serious sister. Listen, I call her my niece. And so we're going to bring Danielle Johnson to the platform. And there she is. Hey.
Hi, Auntie.
How are you?
I am well. I'm on a business trip, so I'm literally in my hotel room. Just finished another session in a meeting. So pardon me, I didn't get a chance to beat my face, nothing, because I said up when she said the show must go on. But I am
well. It has to go on, niece. Yes, it has to go on.
I am well.
Yeah, I know you and I were going back and forth with our dates, and the first was my mistake, the 21st, and then you said the 19th is good. I just looked at it. I said, she confirmed it.
I did. And again, how they say, charge it to my head and not to my heart.
I got that.
It was like, oh my gosh. But again, I could not show up. However, so again, part of the attire. And here's the funny, I had a dress ready for tonight, which I thought was going to be on Thursday, that I packed with me. Just like, okay, I'm going to wear this dress on the platform to discuss. but here it is.
I mean, if you want to change your dress, I will put you backstage and you could go throw your dress on because I have to talk to the people and set this up. It's up to you.
Okay, so talk to the people. Let me change it, because like I said,
Go
I was
ahead,
just
go do
coming
your
from
thing.
another meeting.
Go ahead, do your thing. Are the other ladies going to pop on with
I
us?
called and I did not get through, so I truly apologize. I don't know. I'm hoping that they're okay because again, they were really excited and wanted to share their,
Did
situation,
you text them?
situation tips. I did. I texted one earlier. The other one, I don't know what's going on because, like I said, we're up here in the mountains, and our email
Oh,
and internet has been real sketchy.
okay, cool. So let me put you backstage and I'll come right back and get you. Let me
Okay,
talk to the people for a few minutes, okay?
sounds good.
All right, all right. So listen, we're going to chat a little bit. Things happen all the time. We know that life happens, things happen. And so tonight we really wanted to talk about uh, it's not about your paycheck. And I'm sure many people, will see this later and talk about it. They say, and these young ladies, actually, I created this show for them because they were talking about being single and that their marriage material. And where is Mr. Right? They're ready for Mr. Right. And so I said, okay, well, let's just get on the platform and chat about it. And so we're going to still talk about it. And if those in the comment section, those in Facebook and YouTube, please jump in. You know how we do here at Bravo with Sheila. This platform was designed for women to enrich, to build up, to push, to shove, to get you to that place called there, to help you move from pain to power and from power to victory. No judgment zone here. We keep it moving, and we always know that when nothing changes, nothing changes. That comment, that statement right there changed my life how many years ago? Oh my God. 20 something years ago. When nothing changes, nothing changes. It sounds so simple, but it is simple, but it's powerful, because even in relationships, you can't get into a corner and take a time out and say, well, I'm not changing. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything. He did it or she did it. And it's this constant finger pointing thing. No one wants to humble themselves, right? Go low so that the situation can flip or change. And so I learned a long time ago, when I changed, everything around me changed, for the better. Now, if you're in a situation where you're being controlled, or in a situation of being that this is Relationship Tuesday, if you're in a situation and it's a controlling situation and it's not a kind of even Steven type of thing where you both are agreeing, right? Because when you don't agree together, then things happen, right? If we're not in an agreement, then things can't merge together for the better. And so when I learned about changing, and when I learned the power of the word to say no, I learned how I could say no in a diplomatic way. I could say no, right? Because when you say yes, just because you're a nurturer, because you're a person who always wants to help, right? We have to find that balance, right? And so when I learned about changing and learned the power of change, because I was in a relationship that was really, really bad. He was a great guy, but he had a serious substance abuse problem. And I went through around 12 rehabs. And listen, when God say go, go, right? Because when it starts affecting your health, tearing you down, tearing down what you built, tearing down your children, then you have to step back and you have to really self-evaluate and say, I can't fix him. I can't fix certain people, right? People need to desire to change. And so when I changed, everything around me changed, meaning the people that had a certain kind of grip or had a certain type of level of, I don't want to use the word control, but voice in your life, they don't like when you change, right? I've counseled women in domestic violence who have, wanted to leave because of the abuse, the physical, emotional, and mental abuse. And because they had been in that situation so long, it had become second nature and it became a part of them. They didn't know the power of saying no, because when you're in a DV situation, you begin to have fear, right? And so when you learn the power of no, when you learn the power of when nothing changes, right? You also have to understand it's going to change for a wonderful situation for you. But for those that are around you, those that it may be toxic in your life, they're going to lose the grip. They're going to be off their footing. They're going to be off on the sidelines, and they're not going to like that, right? Because of your change. But we all, as women, have to do whatever it is to change for the better, to change so that we can move forward and that we can be a complement to those that God calls alongside of us. So tonight, like I said, the other thing about this is I think I've been in these YouTube streets, maybe I think Ine, she's been riding with me for the whole time. I think I've been here now 6 months, maybe now. I'm on my way to 300 subscribers. So those of you who are just tuning in, it takes 1 second to hit the thumbs up, because in the YouTube streets, the thumbs up, the likes help us. You think it's nothing. It is something. So hit that like button on the way in. Also, those of you that would like to come over and to Bravo with Sheila and hang out with us on Tuesdays and Thursdays and some other nights, but Tuesdays and Thursdays are really locked. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you too can be a part of the conversation. You too can be a part of the chat. And so tonight, and what I was saying about me being in the YouTube streets, listen, in my time, of growing up and marriage and dating, it's totally different. I learned, and I'm still learning so much today and to date about the modern day woman, the traditional woman of today, the change of the guard in terms of being married, the changing of the guard of women who, still have their own independent ideas about a lot of things. And listen, I look at things case scenario because I hear so many different cases that come through as far as me counseling them. Women who have been alone for a lot of years, young women, even millennials who haven't dated in 10 years and have just gone to school and studied and got, received good jobs and are working towards being independent. Now, in the manosphere, okay, you say, well, what the heck is the manosphere? Well, I found out what the manosphere is. And if you don't know, you need to tap into YouTube and social media, and you will hear a lot of talk about the manosphere. It is not a negative space, although it's a space for men to be encouraging to men. It's a space where men get to share about what they feel, what they've gone through, how they feel about the modern day woman, how they're looking for a traditional wife. It's so much that's talked about in that space, right? And so, like I said, I found out so many things about today dating. I've found out so many things that I did not know about in terms of the modern day woman or the millennial dating, right? And it seems like I've been under a rock or something, because after hearing so many different things, even from women that I counsel, women that are on YouTube and have channels, I hear so many things that I have never heard before. Because it's a new day, it's a new time, a new era, and this digital thing and internet thing has shifted so many things in our lives, including regarding relationships. And so because of this going on, like I said, I've been learning so much about how men feel and how they feel about how women feel about them now. And it's kind of a lot of contention at times, because men feel that women won't hear their heart. Men feel that they don't want to listen. Men feel that women just want to da 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 and be right and be right. Oh, I call her my co-host. Let me put her comment up. She is like she's my co-host. Hey there, sweetie. This is going to be a good, yes, just jump in. And if you want to come up, I'll drop the link so you can come up. You're welcome. Those of you that want to come up, I can drop the link. As a matter of fact, I can pick up the link now. I've never put the link in the chat, but I'm going to copy it and put it in the chat. That way, if you want to come up, you can. Those of you who on the sideline and want to join the conversation, you can come up, right? And join this conversation because, all right, there it is. So listen, so like I'm saying, like in my time, of course there were different issues and situations with dating and marriage, whatever, but I'm a boomer, right? So my vision of what I saw as a two-parent household, which I did have up until I was the age of 10, and then it became crazy. It became crazy, right? But and I didn't see a lot of two-parent households, right? And that's sometimes I found in my older years, because I didn't see the example, because I wasn't inside of a cultured home that husband, wife, remember when my dad was around, we sat at the table every night at 6 o'clock to eat dinner. That was a regular. We did that every single night. My mom cooked. We were there. And then things weren't good between them because unfortunately, my father had a relationship with alcohol. That was his mistress. And as long as he was sober, it was an incredible time. But as soon as he was that type that some people can't drink at all. You could drink a Miller, a beer, and then they become a different person. Some people can have 5 drinks and still have control. It's that chemical imbalance. And with my household, that kind of is what upset the household, but I was at a young age. So I didn't see a lot of positive relationships, even the ones that were in my building. And I was raised in the project, whoop, whoop, in Harlem, right? The community was awesome. It was powerful. As a matter of fact, my niece is here. Her mom and I all day, every weekend, all we did was get in the living room and play the Temptations in Manhattan. We made our dance steps. It was so pure. It was so good back then. Now things have changed, and on every spectrum, And so I found out a lot by being a YouTuber, being in these YouTube streets, about how men feel about women. Men are really, a lot of them are brokenhearted. A lot of them have given up hope. There's the conversation about the red pill, the blue pill. Not touching that. If you want to know, go ahead on YouTube, find out what the red pill and the blue pill is. Men of color, are traveling to other countries to get wives, to marry women, because they feel that other cultures respect their men, whether it's a brother, a father, more than we do. We talk down to our men, emasculate. We do so many different things. So that brings us to this conversation. And I know that they're in the, Danielle is in the mountains, and her the two sisters, because I did this show for them, but she's here. So we're going to carry on. And we have so many people in the comments. And before I started the broadcast, was saying how this is an interesting topic, because again, I have to learn more about what's going on. I learn a lot in my sessions with women, and I learn a lot by hearing what's going on. But tonight we want to talk about some things. So we're going to open up. And first I want to say welcome to Danielle. She went and put her little pretty dress on.
Thank you, Auntie, for your patience and thank you. Yes. But you said something really interesting about how men are going out of the country to marry the women. Yes. That's another phenomenon. I have another close friend who just married a Ghanaian. And her thing was, again, it's very similar to what you were saying, and that Black women aren't appreciated. They're not protected. They're not elevated if they don't fit a certain mold, a certain type.
Yes.
So because she didn't fit into that type, that mold, she married a Ghanaian, and they've been happily married.
And that's so, and a lot of people I've heard on different platforms, and some of the women are getting upset about that, because they're saying, why are our men going to marry other women of culture? So for the sake of those of us who are believers, because everyone that pops over to Bravo with Sheila is not always a believer, but those of us that are, let me give a little backdrop, and then I have some questions I want to throw out to the chat and to you, so that we can take this conversation to a deep place. But for those of us who are believers, they call a woman, they call us. We are called, women entering into a miracle with God, right? Entering into a miracle with God. And we talk about how things happen even with women, and when we have our cycle, the mood changes. Sometimes men don't understand, when things just flip around. And because the lack of communication is so weak at times, that starts the breakdown. Certain things starts the breakdown of sometimes great relationships. So a suitable helper, formed and fashioned to fit. That is what we as women should have. Someone formed and fashioned to fit us. Mm-hmm. And so many times, because women have their idea that a relationship is just about how much money he makes, because we know what we're talking about is not about a paycheck. And right, that's what we're talking about. It's not about a paycheck. And so let's put this up real quick. Dawn says, yes, we have a lot of work to do in helping restore our men. And that is so true. Again, I did not know it was this bad. I really didn't. I said I must have been under a rock somewhere.
But it's like, how do you, so my question, my flip to that for Dawn is, how do you restore them without them tearing you down?
Let Dawn type that in. Okay, she's gonna come back because Dawn drops those. We drop the mic every time she's on the platform. She'll be on the platform with us Thursday. I think Thursday. And if she wants to come up now, she is welcome. And I don't know if I sent her the link. I was supposed to. I think I was supposed to send her a link. Dawn, was I supposed to send you a link? Oh my God, if I did, just jump up. I'm so sorry. So let her answer that. So this is what's awesome to me in Genesis. A woman is the type of Holy Spirit. And when I teach this in some of my classes and courses, people be like, what? Oh my God. They be ready to say, blasphemy. Oh, cut it out. No, because when you identify yourself to God or to the Holy Spirit, people get deep on you. So let me just give a little backdrop. So a woman is a type of a Holy Spirit, and it's called a paraclete. The Holy Spirit is a paraclete, one called alongside to help. The Holy Spirit in scriptures is a paraclete, the one called alongside to help us, right? The Lord says, I'm leaving, but I'm going to send you something back, the comforter, right? So the woman is an assistant. She's an aid. The Holy Spirit is an assistant and an aid, right? Comforter, advocate, consoler, intercessor. The Holy Spirit does all those functions, although it is a helpmeet to us, a paraclete. We as women to our men are called alongside, not under their foot, right? To be a helpmeet, to comfort, to build up, to restore. The same thing as the Holy Spirit. Now, this is for those of us who are believers. The divine helper. Walk what you talk. Walk what you talk. Modest dress. The dress code. Oh, look, we're going to talk about that. Now, remember, this is a no judgment zone here. I don't judge anybody, but I guess I still have some old ways. I don't know.
Some traditional ways, I would say. Because, and again, we talk about that. What's that old saying? Like, if you put everything on display, what are you leaving to the imagination?
Yes. A suitable helper to our husbands needs to what? Have respect of those around and around them. Speaking life, not death. A lot of times us sisters, because again, no judgment, because many women have become single parents for whatever reason, have been alone for many years, and have become strong in their character, strong in how they speak, strong. So then men today say they're not feminine. Oh, you're not feminine. Femininity is another conversation that's going on. That women are not they strong. They don't know how to shut up. They don't know, all these different things. So speaking life and not death. So here are some questions. Let's talk about this. So for you, Danny, what is your desire in a mate?
A person who has vision. That's number one, because I know how to be submissive. So meaning that I want to submit under someone who has vision, direction, who has relationship with the Lord, who is very much, in tune to who he is and his purpose.
Yes.
Someone who knows how to, just be attentive, who knows how to be direct but yet affectionate.
Welcome.
That. Hi,
Welcome, Minister
Dawn.
Dawn.
How
Thank you.
are you?
Thank
So,
you.
someone who is accountable, who's responsible, and
So that's what
definitely
you desire in terms of because you're single, right?
correct.
And
Correct.
and this thing is, where is Mr. Right? Right? That's what we're
Correct.
talking about. We're talking about, that's the topic tonight because of everything that's going on. And in terms of the modern day woman, the traditional woman, and this kind of competition thing. I think that there are a lot of women that have never seen what they're supposed to be. So have we dropped the ball? Right? That's another question. It's not about your paycheck. Single and marriage material. That's what you're saying you are. That's what Dawn is saying she is. I can even say that at the age that I am, because I am not out the box. And we're going to talk about age. Dawn, make us come back to that, because sometimes people say, she, it's over. It's over. So you want a man, a husband that has vision, number one. Mm-hmm. What about you, Dawn?
For me, well, I've had to revamp my list,
Okay.
And I say that because I'll be 53 this year, and so I was a single mom for a long time. I've been married twice, divorced twice, just did my own thing and was really wrong, So I had to relearn me first, and then going from being a single mom. My son is now 20. So the shift in now redefining myself, or finding who I am, and not just finding who I am as a woman, as a person, but now being over 50, the game has changed so much and I've been out of the loop. So like you're saying, this whole dating space I'm confused as all get out. I don't know what she's supposed to do. That's dope. I'm like, but I had to really think about when I'm saying I'm ready to start dating, and I'm like, well, what does that mean? What am I really ready for? How much of myself am I really ready to commit? How much of myself have I really worked on that I have enough of me to make me available to be with someone and add them into my life? I need someone for me who is very much goal oriented, doing their own thing. You have to have your own thing. I don't need your money. I'm taking care of myself. It's when we come together. I don't believe in 50-50 anymore. I think that's the worst thing anybody ever said in life. It should be 100-100. Don't give me half of it.
Oh my God, yes. And
Dawn, have you heard of the whole 80-20
conversation on YouTube and in the manosphere and in the chat rooms and everywhere? That 50-50, 70-30.
And that 80-20, that's the other one.
Say that again.
80-20, that's another one I've been hearing a lot about.
But see what I'm saying? And so that is with it, that thought. A lot of people were taught that. A lot of women was taught, hide your money, keep a stash. Don't tell them how much you have.
Right.
So those things to continue doing.
They're very detrimental and unbeneficial to us, because you're constantly giving yourself you're giving part of yourself to a person, and you're accepting part of them for you, which is why you will never grow and you'll never accumulate and build this kingdom that everybody said, we're going to build together. But what are we building if we're not coming together with 100? We're always going to be behind, So for me, I need him to be settled in who he is. I don't need you to be perfect. I need you to be confident in the pieces of you that are whole. The pieces of you that are not whole, that may be part of my assignment to help you get there, which leads into, I wanted to answer your question when you were saying earlier, that sounds like it was too much to type. So I'm going to pop on. But like I said, for me, he has to be whole in who he is. Again, not all the pieces, because, we're all healing every day.
Correct.
You don't know how whole you are until an experience comes up, and then you find out how healed. Oh, maybe I still got a little ways to go. But the thing is, we are a work in progress, and our work in progress should and I heard this morning, it blessed my soul, that we as women are a complement to the man.
Mm-hmm.
We are to complement the man, so when we're choosing, and it's taught me to think, to choose my answer, because many men could ask you out, but you're
Right.
not going to say yes to everybody.
Exactly.
True.
So I'm learning now, who do I compliment?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm,
know,
that's
who
so
who
good.
who am I? Who am I complimenting? Who
That's
do I
good.
fit with while I can still
Mm-hmm.
be my authentic self,
Exactly.
be me?
Yes.
You asked,
That's so good. That's so very good. So do
Mm-hmm.
both of you ladies, and those of you in the chat, you want to jump in, come on and jump in. Do you think that you right now are wife material? Or if you met the right guy right now, right? Do you believe, okay, I'm ready? Because one of the things that men are saying is that we say we're ready, but we're not. Once the guy comes, once God sends the person, we're not ready. But we say we are. Oh, I've been by myself for a while and I want to get married and I want to do this and that. And then they come and we're not ready. So honestly, do you think, because I know what you said, see, because it looks different now. And they says, I like that at Dawn B. Be confident in the pieces that are whole. That
Mm-hmm.
is so, that's another, that's a, you know how she is in there. She dropped bombs. So what do you think? Like, being single for a long time creates a mindset
Mm-hmm.
for
mhm,
women, right? It creates you being stronger, where they say
mhm,
we lose the feminine side of us because we have to carry everything, do everything that we change tires. We get stuck on the side of the road. We are change the tire.
make
I'm
it
calling
happen.
triple A, Auntie. I'm not
But I
changing no
mean,
time.
what I'm saying, we know how to. AAA may not be around. You might be in a situation.
Right. I'm messing with you.
No, but you're right. I mean, we can call AAA. We can talk in the car and hit the button and do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for me, I learned how to do that. I
Mhm.
learned how to pump the gas
Right.
because things like that. So, do you think that you're ready, Danny? Right
I
now.
think I am because I've done the work. I've done the therapy because
Okay.
again, I like you, Dawn. I was married before. I got married very young at 21, and I'm 48 now. So who I was at 29, at 21 is not
Right.
the Danielle
Hi,
at
red
48.
lipstick vibe. Hi.
So I'm very much in tune to what I need and what I can give.
Yes.
I've created space in my life for that person to be part of my life.
Right.
So I feel that I am truly ready because again, I've done the work. I've done the introspective of, as Dawn mentioned, who is Danielle? What are some of the areas? Because again, we're perfecting every day. You
Right.
know, we're still overcoming those different challenges and issues. And for me, I had to learn to tap into my feminine energy because
Yeah.
again, I have a daughter. I'm that's 20. I was a single mom
Why I
from
can't
the
even.
time she was like 2 years old.
Yeah.
So I had to be the lead. And even in my
Mhm.
workspace, I'm a leader. So I
You
had
are.
to understand and know how to shift and know how to, when I'm engaging with a man, how to be a woman
Mm.
and not a leader. And I would tell them, I need you to, tap me and be like, babe, you stepping out of bounds because you're so programmed to doing it.
And you
That
will receive that. And see, that's another thing that people talk about in the YouTube streets. I'm having this conversation. Like I said, I've been learning so very much since I've been a YouTuber and looking at all these different platforms, the manosphere, just different conversations. Stuff that I was, and I'll sit here and I'll be like, what are they talking about? What kind of women what? They do what? Because like what? That's what's going on. So I'm being educated every day, listening to how men feel and how things have been going on. And one of the things that they say is women don't listen. And if they check, we don't like the word check, but if they correct you, the woman go crazy. Well, you can't tell me da 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 da.
right.
And it's
That's
not
not
what
me.
you say,
So
it's how you say it.
I can only speak for me. And because again, I'm in tune with who I am. So I
Yes.
know when I'm going left to be like almost in that domineering space.
Yeah.
And pretty much again, because I'm very comfortable with articulating my needs and communicating those needs, I'm
Mm.
quick to tell a guy that I'm dating, listen, I want to be vulnerable. I want to be the gentle rose and the flower. I don't want to be the leader, the strong woman all the time. So when I'm in my relationship, I want to fall back. I want you to take the lead.
Oh my goodness, Dawn, you feel the same way. I see you shaking your head.
Oh my nerves. I'm like, yep. I said, I'm gonna do. You know what? Yep. Open my door. Yes. I pick up the pencil. Could you hold
Correct.
my bag?
Correct. Let me
I'm
put
not
my
even
sweater
mad.
on and my jacket on.
Right. Go sit
You know?
down. Where would you like me to sit? Okay. I'm
Exactly.
ready. Okay,
Exactly.
sir. No problem.
Exactly.
That's submissive. See, because people sometimes women think being submissive is being weak, and it has nothing to do with weakness, right? And how I opened up talking about, I said those of us who are believers, I talked about that submissive piece. It says, here's this thing I wanted to just say in terms of the submissiveness. It says practical wisdom for relating to men. Submission. It's a commandment, right? It's a commandment for those of us who are believers, but the etiquette in that is letting men be men, right? And then avoid trying to remake a man after your own image.
Correct.
Woo, that's good right there. That is so good right there, because men are what? Outward focused, right? Men are just, we are made to be emotional, focus outward, our men, and caring for things of the heart of what we do, right? So that submissive piece is such a important piece that again, culturally, historically, we were taught. I know, like I said, I'm a baby boomer. I've heard women, I ain't doing that for that. He better get his own food. But I'm saying that you weren't born. So these are things you didn't hear. And then you came from a 2-parent home.
Where I saw my mom preparing the meal.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Your home was, you got the picture. You got the example.
And I want to do that. Fix your meal, serve you. I have no problem fixing your plate, bringing it to you. Now, when we go left, if you tell my son, oh, can you go get this? Go get that. You knew what you wanted when I brought you the first go.
Well, you can tell when it gets funny. Right? We can tell, because some men will take you for granted and go overboard with that. And that's when respect is being tampered with, right? It's very sensitive how they handle us. We have to be handled properly. There's something they say that is going on. Hi, Sandra and Red Lipstick Vibes. Thanks for being here. They say women, I'm gonna leave me out of it because I'm much older than both of you. We'll talk about me later, but the millennials and those of you, they talk about now hitting the wall. They say women are hitting the wall. Hitting the wall, meaning women are focused on career. Women are focused on so many other things. They're not thinking about kids right now because I got to work. I got to finish school. I got to do 2 jobs. And then they become 35 and 40 and they hit a wall. They hit the wall because they can't have children. Like, it might have complications. The amount of people who are available, because most people say marriage should happen in the 20s. That's typically out of college. You meet your husband. A lot of women meet their husbands in college. But for women that we're talking about today, and what we're talking about right now, that are your age or younger, they say women are hitting the wall. And then what do they do after they hit the wall? That if I coulda, woulda, shoulda. I should have went married first, had kids, then went to school. Again, it's personal choice.
And I really wish my friend was on here, because she has a phenomenal story. And I'm going to share, I won't disclose her name, but she's 27. And one of the things she shared with me, which is why I was really like reaching out to you, Auntie, like, you got to hear this. She said to me that while dating, she had a gentleman say to her, either I'm going to pay for everything and not be faithful, or I'm going to be faithful and not pay for everything, not pay for anything.
Whoa. Say that again.
So she's out on a date. They have been dating. The guy says to her, I just want to let you know, because you seem like a woman who doesn't take any nonsense. And says to her, I'm just going to let you know, either I'm going to pay for everything and not be faithful, or be faithful and I'm not paying anything.
Oh,
exactly.
And she should have left him at that table.
And she did.
Okay. Give me my portion of the
And she
bill.
did.
I'm gonna
But
pay that.
he kept calling her afterwards and was saying like he didn't understand what the problem was.
Then that
Wow.
wasn't her problem. His
That's deep.
your understanding or lack thereof or issue with comprehension to what I say is not my issue.
And this is
I,
an education, but did you show you the pool, what's out there? And she's 27. So
Right.
just
That's why I
imagine
wanted her
me.
on here. We have to do this again. You have to line them back up again as
Yes,
a part two.
because
That's I've
self-sufficient.
never now that's a new one to I don't know. Is that what today is where men I mean and she is not no what word I want to use the right word. She's a very mature
I'm gonna just say what it is. She's a
career
professional.
a professional woman.
Correct. Professional that has her own, she's self-sufficient. Let's put it like that. Going
Wow.
out on a date, and that's what the gentleman tells her. And she's just like, where did you get that ideology from that that's okay? So to me, this is showing that these may be some things that other women are tolerating, which is
Yes.
kind of making it
absolutely.
damaging.
Okay. Good point. So as you say that, my next question is what type of example are you noticing currently in today's society concerning women and relationship? Like what are you seeing as the average woman, 27-year-old or woman, 50-year-old? Because even now, 50, 55 are dressing inappropriate, are doing things their grandmothers, and I'm not, and listen, you know me, I nothing old about me. My mind is young
You're
at
not
heart.
okay.
No, I'm never gonna get old, but I'm always gonna stay in the right behavior
You
in the
stay in your lane.
I need to be in. Hi, Crystal.
You're seeing a lot of that. I don't know, Dawn. I know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of that competition because I think, again, it goes back to what's available. So women in my age group are sometimes forgetting that we're in that 48 and up.
So
And
you're talking about what a red lipstick. The picking is slim.
So now they want to kind of compete with the younger generation to try to, tap into what's available over there. So you find them wearing the clothes that the 25 and 26 years olds are wearing, and you're like, sis, what you doing? That's not even who you are or who we are.
In case you
So
don't
I
know
see a
it,
lot of that.
you don't know it, that's what a
Yes,
lot of
hot
talk
girl
is
summer.
about.
I didn't want to say
I
it.
didn't know what that meant. I'm telling you, I'm learning so much.
Listen,
Thank you,
red lipstick. You said it. I didn't want to
Well,
go there.
she knows
Again.
because she's in the community. She's in these streets.
But it's true. That's what they call it, a hot girl, city girl summer. So those
When I heard that, I was like, what?
Yeah,
so
they was mine.
a person like myself who, again, that's not my vibe. I'm not into that. I'd rather go to a Boney James concert or a Mary J. Blige or something. I'm not interested in a city girl or getting a BBL to compete.
Well, the
Yeah.
BBL, we were going to talk about that, but being you brought it up, the BBLs have I'm not a judge. I don't judge folk.
Exactly.
A woman should feel the way she wants to feel
Mm-hmm.
about her body. But if you're not mentally and emotionally sound, and you're just going to get all cut up and fixed up on the outside, what does that say? And you're shallow on the inside. What do you do with that? Right. And that's another conversation that a lot of men are saying. Someone just asked me, my Cash App is $ Sheila Patricia. $ Sheila Patricia. Thank you so much, those of you who are sewing into the platform and and what I'm doing. I really, really appreciate it. If you look at the banner, you can see it scrolling across the banner. Yeah. So yeah. The hot girl. And red lipstick said they look a mess.
Because you're out of sorts, you're out of pocket. It really speaks to your lack of maturity and insecurity. And again, it's no judgment. Do you, boo, whatever makes you feel good. But like you're saying, Auntie Barbara, fix you on the inside, because what is the attention that you're looking for? And the attention, you're looking for someone to validate you, and you're not going to get it. Because if you do this one thing for this attention, it's just like when you get, I've never been high a day in my life, but when you get high at a certain level, and at a certain point that levels out, and then you got to find something else, another fix. to kick it up a notch, and you're going to continue to keep doing things and looking for other things outside of you when the issue is within you. You got to validate you, and people don't want to do that work. You don't want to sit and look and say, because whoever hurt you when you were 25 and 35, and now you 52 and you trying to, go back to that time because you didn't do it then or whatever. Baby, that time done passed. Keep it moving. Look,
and that's why
enjoy
I'm doing
your
that work.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why it goes back to when I asked that question, and Danny said, I asked both, are you ready now? Would you say, yes, I'm ready for my husband? She said, yes, because I've done the work. Right answer. Right answer. She knows everything that's going on. She knows what still is, because we're always evolving as women. We know, but we know when we're healed. We do know when we know when we're, because our behavior change, our speech, our mindset changes.
You better preach.
Right? So whether you have a relationship or not, I believe if you're not in a relationship, that's the time you do the work.
Amen.
Enjoy your singleness. Enjoy
you.
You
Point out all these things, and you coming with a 5-piece luggage set, dragging it into a relationship. Now you can come with a little cosmetic bag, but you can't bring no 5 pieces to someone's life and expect them to want to marry you. Exactly. So doing the work is so key. And even you said that, Minister Dawn, about doing the work and how, and also you made another point, and I get that, because I guess that's what I'm saying. Everything looks different to me now in terms of relationship and how people move. Now, forget about the millennials. Here I am, a boomer, and been single for how many years, right? And someone asked me a question the other day. I was at my daughter's cookout, and one of her friends' mothers came over to me, and she said, "Oh my God, you're so pretty, da da da, blah blah." And she just wants, and I tend to find corners when I go places, right? That's my temperament. Although I'm on the stage with mics and stuff, I'm really an introvert. No one would think that, right? But I find my little corner. I know you wouldn't. I go in the restaurant, I look for the corner. I go in a certain place, unfamiliar, I look for the corner because I gotta feel it out. Right. So I'm sitting there, and she comes over and she says, "Oh, you married?" Just straight out the gate. I was like, "Who is this lady?"
Like, well,
she said, "Are you married?" I said, "Hi, M. Mills. Thanks for being here." I said, "No, I'm not married." She's like, "You're not married?" I was like, "No." She said, "Well, you got a man, right?" I was like, I said, "No, you ain't got no man. What's wrong with you?" I mean, she went into this whole rant, right?
Why would you do that?
So a gentleman, my daughter's husband's brother was sitting right next to me. He's a politician in Harlem, right? You would know him if I said it, Dawn. He looked at her and he said, "What you mean? Why she don't have no man? Where they at? Who's she gonna date? Who would she date? Where they at? Where are they?"
Line them up so we can see.
She said, "Well," I said, "No, I don't just date I don't,
Right.
And at this point, right, I've lived a life. So my checklist is totally different from maybe your checklist or Danny's. Y'all might have similarities, but my checklist is not that it can't be altered, but you got to come right.
Right.
I'm with you on that one, Auntie.
We know when you come in with the mess or just the stuff, right? And so with my age, it's totally different. And people be like, "Well, you too old to date anyway." Who says so? I'm still breathing. I'm still breathing.
As long as you breathe it, right? As long as you breathe, I qualify. As long as I got breath, I qualify.
Exactly. But I'm with you on just, it's different. You got to come right. And that's the thing. I'm a firm believer in time is to not be wasted. So don't waste my time, and I won't waste your time. Know what you want, be very clear on what you want, and let's come together and pursue that. But if you want to play games and you trying to miss me,
and we have to remember
a really good life for myself.
We have to remember who we are. Like I said, those of us who are believers, the suitable helper. And those of you who just tuned in, we talked about the suitable help, suitable helper, the suitable helper. And it talks about us in Genesis. A woman is the type of Holy Spirit, a paraclete, coming alongside of our men, coming alongside to be what? The help me, the encourager, the comforter. That's who God is. He said, I'm leaving, but I'm going to send you a comforter. And he is the paraclete. You know, when we preach or when we in the pulpit, that paraclete, you know when he's in the room, but you know when he comes alongside of you. And so we as women, look how much time God put in making us, designing us. Right? We're fearfully and wonderfully made. And so we have to understand again about men. We have to understand that what did I say a few minutes ago? We have to know the practical wisdom of relating to men. Number one, submission. Right? I know that word, and I say that over and over because the word submission had a bad take. You know, culturally, and certain single parent homes, women who had to fight for their kids, get food or whatever, they ain't submitting. They're like, nah, not after I had to do all of this. So they have to, like what you said, Minister Dawn, we have to relearn, rethink, recalibrate our mindset and how we were taught or what we went through or the culture we came from, so that we can, because again, the men are looking for tradition.
Are you sure, Auntie? Where these men at?
You know what?
I'm gonna have a men's panel. I'm gonna get
to
help me
put make them single. Make them single. I'm just saying.
Dawn, Minister Dawn, come on, say that part again, because people be
make them single.
Lying, causing relationships, and understand what single means. I don't think people understand what single means.
Well, hold on. Sandra Birthright says, Pastor, go ahead and tell my story calmly and sure. She was okay. She too much. So let's do a sidebar, right? Because we women and we're here to empower, and you know, we all have a story. And Sandra Birthright just buried her husband around, I want to say last month, maybe a month and a half ago. She was with him for a whole lot of years, over 40 something years or whatever. But every day of her life was a living kind of hell, right? The cheating, the disrespect, the tearing down, but taking care of her, right? Because some men think if I buy the house and I bring the food,
what that guy said,
now you got to open your mouth. Like I'm paying the bills. I got this nice house you sitting in. So just, I stayed out 3 days. So what? I got another woman across the block. And she's saying, tell it calmly and short. So, because I know details, right? As a matter of fact, I preached his funeral, right? And I knew him. And she went through a lot. And now that he's gone, she's really going through a lot. Because what does she do? She said one day to me, I gave my whole life to him. Being a wife, being submissive, being that paraclete, being that comforter, being that supporter, helping to raise kids that wasn't hers. See what I'm saying? Decisions that we made. And so she said to me, what do I do now? So we're at a place with her now to shift and pivot from that place, because it's in the rear view mirror. We can't go back. We can't tweak it. We can't do anything. So healing has to come forth now.
Okay, you got to strengthen what remains.
Exactly.
And use that as your foundation.
Did you hear that, Sandra? Strengthen what remains. Oh, that's so good.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's
other Sandras are out there, right? So strengthen what remains.
Because the truth is, we made those choices. You know, we make the choices to stay. I've stayed in a marriage that and this is just real. I'm like, I don't care. I tell any of my business, because you know my thing is God knows.
You free.
And I sure am. I didn't even know. Listen, I didn't even know what freedom was till I really got free for it. But you know, I was in a marriage where my husband and I never lived together. We never lived together. We got married. We had our honeymoon and whatnot. And when it was over, he went back to his mother's, and I was at my house. I always had my own place. Now, that wasn't the plan, but I stayed in the marriage like that, waiting for him to step up to do what he said that he was going, what we agreed on, because I trusted you. So I submitted. In that, submission is not, and I used to be it ain't happening, bro. I don't even know. Like, don't even, the only S word you better say to me is like spit or stop. Because anything else with an S, I'm not hearing you. It just wasn't gonna happen. Because I was like, I'm not gonna put my life in your hands for you to ruin it. I could do that on my own. I'm not gonna give you that type of power or control. But really, I come to find out, and God had to soften me with that to understand that submission is not so much about control, but you take the pressure of responsibility off of your shoulders when you submit to who is leading. At my job, I'm a supervisor, and I tell them, if I'm telling you to do this transaction this way and you choose to do it another way, the consequences that happen with that are going to be on you. But if you do it the way I'm telling you to do it and it goes left, then it's on me. So you have to clear yourself of that response. And God showed me that through my relationship with him. And he was like, you are learning to submit to me. And when you're learning to submit to me, when you're learning to trust me, it's you saying, I'm trusting your lead. And God says, whatever goes wrong, I'm good to make it right.
That's good.
But, and it's a choice. But this is where we as women and we as people have to be mindful, realistic, and conscious of the choices that we're making. Not let our emotions in the moment, because you don't want to hurt his feelings and you don't want to leave it, because we lead with our hearts and our emotions beyond our sleeves. They are outside of our body, and we allow ourselves to get in situations that we know are not good for us because we're holding out on a hope. So you have to have
hope and potential. That's another one. We see potential in a person, but that person may not even see their own potential within themselves. So he's banking on some potential that we see, but that might not be their reality.
I've been there, done that.
You
know it's there, but they didn't believe it.
Right. And then another one, as you was talking to, and it also makes sense, was I think sometimes because we're not often properly taught about submission, that we forsake who we are. So you lose who you are, yourself, your identity, and you put everything into this relationship, into this marriage, that you're no longer the individual, the person.
Right. Right. Because then you're now looking to become something that you're not. You're looking for someone to value you. You're looking for someone to see you. And again, that comes with when we don't do the work to begin with, when we don't believe what God says about us. And yet we are looking for to believe what someone else says about us. Well, I don't really care what you say about me, because today, yes, ma'am.
One mic. When she finished, jump in.
I'm sorry, I can hear it.
It's okay.
My connection.
We have to believe what God says about us, and instead of believing what other people say about us. I refuse. I've learned and I retrain myself. Like, I'm not looking for you to define me. I'm asking because he created me. You didn't create me, because guess what? Today you may like me because I'm doing this or I'm wearing that, or maybe you just in a good mood. But come tomorrow, you may not like me because something else happened. I'm wearing the color that you hate. I'm not, I don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like stupid stuff. But this is real. These are real things. They happen. And here we are switching and adjusting and moving, trying to fit into this space that is not meant for us to fit into. So, we have to know, and this is with everyone, male and female, you have to know who you are and know that it's okay for everybody not to like and love you. No, I don't care how many people, how many men. I am not your flavor. I'm not your cup of tea. I'm not your glass of wine. It's okay. Everybody could be thirsty. I just need the one who is supposed to drink from my cup, so to speak.
Form, fashion to fit.
There you go. There you go.
Formed, fashion to fit who? You.
Right.
What it looks like for me, what it looks like for me is not it's not a cookie cutter thing.
Right.
You know, but I love the fact that how you ladies are talking about and how you brought out Dawn. It's not 50-50. It's 100-100. Now that's a big conversation. We can't park there. We're going to do a part 2 to this, of course. We already know that, right? Because I do have a meeting at 8:15. Oh my God. And that form, fashion to fit is something that we have to understand, right? But the submission piece is something I think we have to teach the women, to give them the clear, positive clarity on what that is and what that looks like. Not what they heard, not what their girlfriend said it is in their household. They got to get people out of their ear, right? Then they'll always be alone. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to hit that wall.
Right.
So in closing, we got to do a part 2. Oh my God, this was so good. In closing, I want you to close with this comment, this answer. We could talk about body count, because that's another thing, like this body count. We ain't gonna go there. You know, Auntie Sheila. I'm gonna keep it real. Yes, what you said, Dawn?
That's why I love you.
So, what would we pass on? What would you pass on? And you might not have enough time to say this to the gen. No, before we get to that, would you say that we have dropped the ball for the generation that is out there now?
Yeah.
Do you think that we, and I take responsibility too, even though I'm kind of boom back there, but as millennials, the Gen Zs are right in front of you. Do you think that people have dropped the ball on you?
I think we've been mistaught a lot of tradition.
Say that again.
I said, I think we've been mistaught a lot of the tradition that's not relative to our time.
Ooh, that is so true. People don't know how to shift. People don't know how to pivot. That's like in church. They be, churches want to stay stuck. They want to get the Gen Zs in there and still singing Amazing Grace. Nothing wrong with Amazing Grace, but God moves. He doesn't change, but you got to shift with the time and the era so that people are receptive to what you're trying to give them. That's so important. We got to know the language of the young people.
I think it's a mixture. And again, because I find myself teetering on both the baby boomers generation and where I currently am now. So to say that, to me, we need to keep the meat and leave the fat. Okay, so I don't want us to get too cliche-ish and pivot too much, because I think as a whole society has done the injustice, because we've allowed a lot of society to infiltrate into our households and dictate. So that's kind of where I stand.
That's good.
And I say, because I have a 20-year-old that I'm raising, that I have to have conversation with her. And I'm grateful though, because she's in a multi-generational household. So my mom is with us, then you have me, and then her. So she's able to get different perspectives and
her own people and her gypsies.
Correct.
That's a lot.
So we try to show her some things remain the same no matter what age group you in. Respect is respect.
Right.
Knowing who you are as a woman transcends all generations. Right. Having self-respect and knowing that you are enough and that no man can dictate to you your worth.
Right.
So I think we got to keep those staples.
That's good.
While we encourage them and meet them where they are.
That's good. Minister Dawn, you can jump in and end with that. And before we end tonight, because I know my phone's going to ring at 8:15, else I would not cut this off. We have to come back. All of you are listening. We are going to have a part 2. We're going to have some more women on the panel. Daniel will be back. Dawn will be back on the 2 that's up in the mountains with Danny that don't have phone cell right now because of connection. They're going to be on the platform. I'm going to invite some other folks. And then down the line, I think we should have an all-male panel or men inside of the women on the panel so that we could really chop this up and talk about it. We're going to come back and talk about body count and femininity. We're going to talk about pain and trauma. Yeah, we're going to do that. We are going to do that. And I want all of you to know that until he says you are dating exclusive, until a brother says exclusive, he is not your man. He is not your boyfriend. He's your brother.
In the friend zone.
Period. right? I don't care how many hours you stay on the phone. I don't care how many times y'all went to McDonald's or the date or the 5-star restaurant. I don't care what you're doing. Until that's clear, women got to hold that thing together.
I'm on.
Say he ain't safe, and then you have to say, okay, so where we headed? But until that happens, I'm gonna end on that note. I'm gonna give Minister Dawn the last words to say, and we're gonna end this. And you guys have to come back. Facebook, I want to thank Lady Crystal Hale. Please go over to, well, you're on YouTube. Please, subscribe to her channel and her husband, Sir Hale Speaks. I want you guys, Red Lipstick Vibes, subscribe to the channel. I'm so sorry we're running out of time. Thank you so much for that Cash App that you sent, Lady Hale. Thank you so very much. I really, really, really appreciate it. And so listen, Minister Dawn, in 1 minute, go ahead and tie this thing up, and so that we can go out of here.
All right. Well, ladies, I would just say, learn yourself, love yourself, continue to be yourself, and don't let anything cause you to lose yourself. Ooh. You are worth the wait and the work. That's it.
Yes, yes, and yes. This has been awesome. Oh my goodness, Danielle, Minister Dawn, I tell you, I don't even want to turn this thing off, but I am going to be sending you tomorrow morning a date for us to come back. We can't have this too long. We can't stretch it out. We have to hit this thing again real quick. Even if I have to shift the show just to continue this conversation, because it's so needed. So all of you, oh my goodness, 3 other comments. Let me look before we go. Let's see what they're saying. Let me see who's here. Hold on. Where's the comments? They disappeared. Oh, they're disappearing constantly. I think Sir Hale is in the chat. Yep. Hey, Sir Hale. I don't know. The comment won't stay. I just mentioned your name. Why is this not? Hold on. There we go. Sir Hale he said, hey. He's saying hello to everyone in the chat. Sir Hale is saying hello to Dawn and Danielle. I'm going to have Sir Hale. He's, God has knitted me with him and his wife. I'm going to have him help me get some men on the platform, because there you guys and the other 2 young ladies, the 27-year-old, the other Gen Z, all of us. And then you said, like, they said, we are the women. Well, you saying, here we are. And it's not about your paycheck. It's not about the paycheck, so I'm going to have him help me handpick some people, men, to come on to the next conversation, maybe the next one-on-one after, because this is an ongoing thing. And so that we can really get some clarity and find out, because all the men in YouTube, where's the women? Where's the women? The modern day women. Da-da-da-da-da. There's no traditional women. Well, yes, they are. They're ready. And these are professional women, and they're yelling, it's not about your paycheck.
Right.
And they're submissive, and they want you to lead them. Listen, this is just too much. Sandra says, Danielle and Dawn, you were wonderful. Listen, this was an incredible conversation. If I did not have this 8:15 meeting, let me tell you, I would not jump off of this platform tonight. But I'm gonna send you a date tomorrow morning, and we're gonna continue this.
Be safe, ladies.
Agree? Right? Stay right there. All of you out there in Jesus land and Bravo land and the land period. Listen, I thank you so very much for being here with me and my crew, my village here. It was just wonderful. Even though the other 2 ladies couldn't get on, they didn't have the internet. They're in the mountains. Danielle's in the mountains, but she managed to get on. And so we have to get them on because they were scheduled. Matter of fact, I scheduled this particular show because they asked me.
So yes, so I apologize on everyone's behalf.
You don't have to. Life happens, things happen, and I'm not like that. So anyway, you guys don't move. Listen, in the comments, Facebook, smooches. I love you guys so much.
Nice meeting you, Dawn.
All right. Let's get out of here. If you didn't hit that like button, you better go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me. And if it's your first time, go ahead and subscribe. Okay, please. I'll talk to you soon. Let's take a short outro.